Hi, I'm Cassandra.
And I'm Meredith, and we're both the 2018 fashion show coordinators for Enchanted.
And this is our behind the scenes.
I think the most nerve-wracking thing is coordinating all of the people involved. We have a lot of models, designers,
Videographers.
Yeah, videographers, stagers, vendors,
Too many people.
a lot of people to email and organize and keep in contact with, and a lot of schedules to work around. Last year was Wash to Shore. It was more beachy and bohemian. This year it's a little more edgy. We do have that kind of angelic feel to it, but it's definitely a little more hardcore than last year, I think.
I think it's also going to be different, just some of the other elements that we're going to be having at the show. We're going to be having some shopping in the back, and that's not something we usually have before. We usually have vendors, but it's just more of like a promotional item for them, or promotional opportunity for them. And this year we're actually going to be having like a thrift shop in the back, and there's some jewelry for sale and things like that. And I think that's definitely going to add a different element to the show this year compared to last year.
Last year I was on the committee, so I got to have a little bit of experience planning the show, but not that much. And after going to the show and seeing how it turned out, I really wanted to do that myself, and I asked Cassandra if she wanted to as well, but why did you want to do it?
So I never thought about planning the fashion show. I was on exec for FMDS last year, but I still didn't get that much of a behind the scenes look for the show. But I definitely think seeing last year's show compared to the one that I went to freshman year definitely got me more excited about the show. So when Meredith came to me about potentially planning it, I really started thinking about it a lot more, and I thought that it would be a really great opportunity and also be really fun. So I just decided to go for it, and here we are today. I think Meredith does, she's really good at doing things without saying anything. So I'll be like, oh, I'll start working on this, and she'll be like, I did that 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, awesome.
It's because I freak out and do everything in spurts.
Yeah, but it's good because then it's we're already kind of ahead of the game, so it's less things to worry about. I'd much rather be working with somebody who's on top of things rather than somebody who you constantly have to be telling them what to do and things like that. So I think that's very good that Meredith is like that. Meredith actually came up with a theme last summer. We were just kind of both pinning things on Pinterest, and then she came up with the idea.
Yeah, I looked at our Pinterest board, and there was a lot of garden themes, but not your typical sunshiny theme. It was kind of dark and mysterious, and definitely we had a color scheme going of dark greens and purples, and even with spurts of pink. So we were kind of going off the garden theme and working with words that had to do with gardens, and then we landed on the name Enchanted kind of before we all came to school, and it just came together perfectly.
I think the main issue that we're kind of facing now is just getting a hold of everybody, and like Meredith said before, just managing so many people because there's so many elements to the show, so we constantly have to be in contact with people and confirming things, and sometimes people don't like to respond to emails, so it gets really stressful for us. I think that has been one of our biggest challenges so far. My favorite part has been more of the creative, visionary part of the show, with coming up with the decorations and the set design and creating our playlists. I feel like our playlists for the show really helps us envision the show and getting in that vibe of what it's going to be like. So just hearing the music that we have picked out and looking at the decorations and vision boards. Like that gets me really excited to see that this is all going to come to life the day of the show.
There's also, I think what's most rewarding for me is seeing all the people involved. And we are obviously really excited and really passionate about the show, but seeing the designers get inspired by our vision and our mood boards and stuff, and see them create beautiful garments and stuff, that's really rewarding. And then to see the models gaining confidence and to see our committee work really hard and help us plan this big event, it's really rewarding, and it will be even that much more rewarding the day of the show. We got CJ, come.
It's kind of interesting because we have like a different mix of songs, and I feel like some people won't really, like if we just tell them like these are the artists we have, I feel like they're like those don't even work together, but I think we are just so specific with what we want and what we're envisioning that it makes sense to us. But yeah, we have like rappers, and, like we have like Kendrick Lamar and Kanye, and then we have like bands like the XX, and then we have like Lord, so it's a very diverse, but it also all kind of comes together when you hear it, so.
Everything. We didn't know anything going into the show, so everything's kind of a surprise. When you think about the show, you kind of have to think of all these different elements and deal with them as they come along. You're not really gonna know what you're doing when you step into the role, and that's scary, but also I think it's better that way, because I think if you knew what was ahead of you, no one would want to do the show. But everything kind of like, you deal with the problems as they come, and it's just like random things for like rules with decorating, and then I don't know, just unexpected issues that arise, but that's the job. It's what we signed up for. It's not like typical fashion shows. It's very high energy. People can like clap and scream, whatever. I don't know, whatever you want to do to like egg on the models and stuff, but it's very high energy. There's going to be a lot of guests, and we have a panel of judges, and it's a really good audience to be around, and it's a really supportive group of people.
Yeah, like Meredith said, it's definitely high energy, it's something fun, it's not intimidating and serious. So I think that the audience can expect to have a lot of fun. They'll be able to interact and have their own opinion on some of the garments, because we're going to be having a live voting contest during the show, and then there'll also be some shopping and just getting to know the designers. They can go up and talk to them, they can go up to the models and kind of be a part of the backstage once the show is over. So it's definitely a more relaxed environment, but also very fun.
If you want to plan it, or if you want to get involved, go for it. I had like a very slight inclination of doing it after being on the committee, and then I just went for it, and I have no regrets of going for it. It's really difficult, and it's going to challenge you, but I've learned a lot. And I think it's set me, and I guess I can speak for you too, that we're both set up to succeed further in life, because we've dealt with like all these different things and planning and stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said before, I wasn't ever really planning on doing the fashion show until somebody approached me about it. So I was definitely a little nervous, because I haven't ever planned an event, let alone an event this big. But I really thought about it, and I thought it'd be so much fun and that I would learn from it, that I was just like, I wasn't gonna let it stop me. So like Meredith said, don't let it scare you, just go for it. And as long as you have the drive and the motivation and the work ethic, like you can definitely get through it. So the fashion show is going to be on April 12th at 8 o'clock in Squires, the Commonwealth Ballroom. And we have our own Instagram page, it's at Enchanted Fashion Show, and that's kind of how we stay in touch with our potential audience, and that's where we put out all our promotional items and also behind the scenes exclusive footage and pictures and things like that.
And tickets will be going on sale probably at the end of the month or the first week of April, so follow us on Instagram for updates.
For more information on the show, click the link below.
Thanks for watching. Hope to see you at the show.